Hey guys, today we're going to be swapping over our normal Polaris RMK hood, which looks like this, into our new T-Rex hood that looks like this. It's going to drop a lot of weight off the top of the sled, as well as get that center of gravity point a little bit lower. And then obviously your gauge is going to be more at a viewing angle for mountain riders, because we don't really sit down, so it's easier to see from more of a top-down angle. But getting started here, bring the camera a little bit closer here. All right, we're gonna be looking at this section of the hood right here, which is where all your wiring harness is. There's gonna be one, obviously this is what plugs into your sled here, but there's gonna be this cable right here that plugs into your headlight. Goes in right there. Go ahead and pop that off. Next thing you're going to want to do is unplug this gauge harness. There's a couple of cables in here, as well as your satellite and GPS tracking. So I'm going to go ahead and get those undone, and then I'll cut back when I get that done. Alright, so you're going to have to first, by taking that headlight off, before we get into all this stuff down here, there's going to be one screw up here on the top, and then there's going to be one on this side, right down in there, and then one on this side as well. Once you get that done, I'll step into the next part of the video. All right, so once you get those 3 bolts undone, headlight should just pull from the top. Should pop out just like that. All right, so after we get the headlight off, there's gonna be these bolts that you're gonna wanna get. There's one there, one there, one there. There's one little guy on the side there, and then same for the other side. And these are going to be T25s.
I just wanted to step in real quick and let you guys know that this hood does come in at about $600. The comparable ones in the market, the Skinz Helium hood, comes in at about $875. So if you guys want the best hood in the market, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or TikTok and we can get you set up with a good deal. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video.
Alright guys, so there's this one that's kind of down in there, as you can see. Oop, move it in the frame there. Oops, far away. There we go. It's right there in that little like crack. You're going to want to use a kind of a specialty tool, something like this. Maybe there we go. There, it's in focus. You're going to want to use a tool like that. I tried using my little socket here. I even took the extension off, but I couldn't get it with that. So I would recommend using something like this, and it should work out pretty good for you. All right, now that we got those unbolted, there's gonna be 2 up here as well on the top, and then they should separate from the gauge. You will have some wiring here that connects to your satellite antenna and your little GPS puck on the bottom here, so we're gonna go ahead and remove that next. As you can see, let me try to get you a little bit of a view of it. It's down in there. Can't really give you the best of it. But you're going to want to disconnect those. You can either disconnect them from the gauge, or you're going to have to remove them from this anyways. So I would just start with removing them from the hood. All right, guys, once you get those unlocked, there's going to be these pins right here that hold the 7S. Kind of see in the camera. They hold the 7S into this little section here on this hood, the top of the hood. What I'm going to try to figure out now is how to get these antennas off, and I will cut to that once we figure that out. All right. So I kind of figured it out. This guy right here, your GPS antenna, is just held on with some 3M tape. So use a flathead screwdriver, get that off. Your antenna has this little plastic bolt in here. This little nut around the antenna there. You just got to untighten that, and that should be able to push through. These guys on your 7S display right here, this blue and this gold one, those 2 are going to have to be, you're going to have to take off this little cap, which is just 2 T25 screws. We are going to have to take these 2 off as well, but these you're going to have to just unclip with the show you a little cable here. There we go. Just a little press-in deal, and that comes right out. So once you get that off, obviously remove your antenna and stuff, and we'll get on to the next part of the install. All right, guys, it's gonna come, your T-Rex hood is gonna come with a new panel for your 7S display. It's just gonna mount up pretty simple. just like the old one. It's gonna sit in that plate just like that, and there's gonna be those 4 bolt holes on the back. Those are T27s, by the way. Okay guys, so once you get that plate all installed, it's gonna be this matte metal plate on top, and you're gonna have all these rivets around the edge. So I'm gonna go ahead and do those, and then I'll cut back to when we're ready. Okay guys, so with your new hood, you're gonna be drilling a hole right here in this top part, in this section. This matches where it's at on the original one. It's on the right-hand side there. So go ahead and drill that. I'm gonna be using just a step-up bit for this, and then just test fit it. I think it's like a 3/8, but I would do the same, or just look and see what size it is for you. I'm gonna go ahead and drill that, and then we can proceed with.
One thing that I wanted to mention is that you need to make sure you put the hole more towards the front of the hood rather than the back, as it can hit on the airbox of the snowmobile.
Okay, so with that drilled, it's gonna pop right in there, just like so. Go ahead and flip it around and screw this nut in the other side. This is a pretty thick part of the plastic, so it's not gonna go thread very far onto it, but it should keep it there in place. You can just take your needle nose pliers and tighten that little plastic nut on there. Alrighty. Next thing you're going to install is your antenna. I believe this is for it's just a 12 volt gold. I'm not sure if this is the GPS one or this must be the satellite. It says the sky on it. So I'm gonna find a good spot to put this, and then I will proceed with what we're doing there. All right, guys. So what I decided where we're gonna mount the little GPS receiver, it's gonna be on this interior part of the hood here. It's gonna go right there. But you're going to want to put some new tape on this transceiver here, as well as put your hood in a heated environment so that you know that tape is getting a good adhesion. So I just started going ahead and plugging back in all this stuff. It's pretty simple. They're all one type of style of plug, so they just command to what the holes are and plug them back in. So once I get it plugged back in, we'll do a test fit on the sled, and then we can go from there. All right, guys, one last thing you're gonna wanna make sure you add to your new hood is gonna be your hood pins. They just got a little thing on the bottom side of them that you gotta take out and put them on the new one. All right, guys, as you can see, it's at 0. Let's go ahead and grab our stock hood. Okay, stock hood off of 22. It's gonna be backwards probably, but 1372, that's off a stock 22 7S display hood. All right, and the T-Rex hood coming in at about 7.7. So you're about a 7-pound loss with the T-Rex hood. That's pretty much it for the install. I'll get a couple clips with it on my sled. And other than that, you guys have a good night.